All right, so we're in week 6, and I've suggested that this is a week to catch up, review, reflect, and maybe even get ahead. And so this little video is to talk to you a little bit about your final project. So my aim in breaking down the final project into several steps was that by the end of the semester, by the end of this course, you'll have the building blocks already put together for your final version of what you've been working on for most of the semester. So you already have identified an event or a venue that somehow is an example of the city that you're from or a city that you know of, and the arts and entertainment. Taking that a step further, we've also tried to find a venue, an event, an example that helps to define the city that supports it, to define its character, its nature, its culture. Yeah, so that's what we're working on. You've also identified 3 goals from the creative spirit, 3 objectives from this course that help you connect the research you're doing to the aims of this NSP course. The other thing that you've done is you've done a little research. You've done a little research finding more information on the financial support for this venue or for this event, this example that you've come up with. How did it all get put together? Why does a city, why does a community, a county perhaps support this event? How do they support it? Some of you have found that it's been taxpayer dollars complete. Some of you have found it's a combination of private funding, donations, grants, maybe city, county, and state, or city, state, and federal, right? So there's a variety of ways that you've found resources to support your venue. So I guess where I'm headed is you've already done some of the hard work. You have identified your topic, you've identified 3 goals from this course that you hope to address, and you've done a little research into the background of your program, of your event, your venue, whatever it is you're looking at, to show how that is funded. The next step in this process is to write a 2 to 3 page process paper. A process paper essentially demonstrates how you are coming to the end of your project. What are you doing? So you will once again identify your topic. You'll identify these goals that you're trying to address. You'll identify the funding. And now we're going to take it a little bit further. What's the inspiration for your work? Why did you choose this example? Right? How do the goals for the course, how do the goals for the creative spirit actually connect to your project? And how does your project reflect these goals? Now, you may find you want to change goals as you're doing your research, doing your analysis, doing your process paper. That's just fine. You may find that your particular event does not address one of the goals you chose, and that's important too. How do we think about that? How do we address that? Does that say something about the event, right? So even negative results, if you will, are results. So don't drop it just because you're having a hard time finding this. So thinking about that as well. The other thing I'm hoping that you'll be able to do in your process paper is make connections to your course readings, right? So how have the course readings, the discussions at Blackboard, the activities you've done, maybe the Out and About project, maybe the Creolization project, how have these things helped to influence or support your work? What connections can you draw between your project and the other work you've done in this class? Some of you might be coming to see that, oh, this is kind of like a final exam where we're pulling everything together. Absolutely, right? But it's on a specific topic that hopefully you have some interest in. I'd like to see you connect in a meaningful way to at least 3 of the course readings that you've done in this class. So, for example, how might Antigone's discussion of the individual and the state relate to your project? How might the readings coming up, Hiroc's discussion of public space and city planning connect? How might the economic discussion in Matheson and Bade connect to your project? There could be lots of other things. As you recall, you just finished writing up Shakespeare. Some of you did. Writing a paper on Shakespeare. And in that particular essay that Greenblatt offers, you get this discussion of what's important to the government in entertainment as regards moral character, as in it regards crowd control even, yeah? So there might be some issues there that are interesting to you. So, what's the inspiration for your work? What are the 3 goals or objectives of the creative spirit that you're connecting to your event? And how can you connect them? That's your analysis component. That's my little dog wanting to get a treat, I think. We'll get after him in a minute, sorry. Let's see, and then how can you connect some of the course readings, some of the discussions, the activities that we've done in this course to your final project, to your final analysis. And then finally, in this process paper, I'd like you to consider how are you going to present your work? Is it going to be a paper? Is it going to be a PowerPoint? Is it going to be a video, a movie? Will it be something more creative, if you will, something more original? Will it be a poem? Some of you have written poems for this class. Fabulous. I'm very excited about that. Some of you might be interested in music. Some of you might be interested in representation in drawing or painting, right? So that's all right too. How will you present your findings? How will they be presented? Will it be a combination of PowerPoint and poetry? Would it be a combination of video and music, images and words, analysis? It's up to you. So your process paper, if you're taking a look at your project information, the prompt for this at Blackboard, you'll know that there are several things we want you to take this to make sure you get done in this project. So what's the inspiration for your work? What are the 3 goals that you're going to connect between your project and the course? Which of your course readings, discussions, and activities can you point to for your analysis, for your presentation? And then how are you going to present this project? If you can take the work you've already done and simply continue to add to it, build it, revise it, revamp it, you're on your way, you're almost there. The deadline for this project is actually Sunday, July 27th. I switched up some dates, some due dates, your discussion boards for the 7th week, and that's the discussions on Hirwax, your discussion on Matheson and Bade. Those are due Friday the 25th, because I think it's important for you to go through those articles, go through that discussion process before you finish up this process paper, because I think almost everyone will find some support in those 2 articles. So, looking forward to reading your process paper, hoping that that gets you even that much closer to finishing up your final project. Feel free to email or contact me by phone if you need to, if you have any kinds of questions at all. Thanks a lot. Good luck.